Hey guys, RC here. Back into our FM18 Leeds save and kind of wanted to talk to you guys. So this is going to be a pretty short episode. No games, no matches, but I am looking for some insight from you guys. Granted, I don't have a huge following, just a few people, and I do appreciate that. Um, so I am interested in what you guys have to think about the direction and where we go and some of the decisions we make. Um, I do tend to play ahead a little bit, so a lot of times decisions come after the fact, and this probably will as well because as soon as I'm done recording this little tidbit, I'm moving on. But um, I wanted to go through a little bit of just background information on me and how I understand the game of soccer, football, um, the reason for doing this save, and then why I'm even asking the question. Uh, Granted, in a journeyman save, which I have going, the goal there is to get promoted eventually up as high as you can, I guess, or to a certain level. In in a particular team save such as this one, I view that the goal is to do what you can with that club, and that means get them promoted, have them stay up, and have them become competitive in their new league over time, and then however long you choose to see it out in that save. I also looking at other football manager YouTubers, football manager channels. It appears that the team saves, such as this one, are shorter in duration. 2 to 5 seasons is typically the most that I've ever seen. We're already in season 2. We've already made a huge jump getting promoted to the Premier. Um, so, that's my understanding of what most YouTubers that cover Football Manager do. Now, I don't want to pattern myself completely after anybody. Of course, I can't help but be influenced by people that I watch, and you've probably picked up some nuances from that, and it's really unintentional, but I think it's just normal human behavior that if you watch something so much, that you will pick up some of those uh, nuances or idiosyncrasies or what have you. So moving on to the second part of that, personally, I've never made any secret that I don't know hardly anything about European football. I don't know any of the players outside of the national, the world players that are at the top of the game, the Messis and the uh, Cristiano Ronaldo and players of that ilk. Um, Back in around 1978, 1979, I was fifth and sixth grade, and I chose Leeds as a team that I wanted to root for. And I think I mentioned this a long time ago in one of my early FM videos. We were actually, a friend of mine had been to Europe, lived in England for a while in the military, and he had a game called Subbuteo, tabletop football game, and he had several teams with the little play with the little pawns painted up in their kits. Liverpool, I think Sheffield United was the team he liked. And then so I said, well, who's their rival? And it was he said, well, Leeds, and he had Leeds, so I said, well, that's who I want to play with. So we have a rivalry thing going. And at that point, not ever having watched European football on TV, because back then we didn't catch that. I had been lucky enough to meet Pele and see Pele play. We had Eusebio the local club when I lived in Las Vegas for a few years. But later in their careers, Pele, that was his last year, 70, 78, 79, 77, 78, I think. So for me to look at these players, I can't tell you if they're great players or not, and that's part of what makes the game interesting to me because it's all new. So as a person that has chosen to root for Leeds, I'm not a diehard fan. I don't lose my mind, and you know, I've joined some Leeds channels, and believe me, I get it. I know that they're a crazy bunch, and that's part of what I think is interesting about them. But it's still the team that I chose decades ago to root for, and now that I can watch on TV and I can stream. Well, I can't watch them on TV, but I can stream them, on the internet. I'm able to actually watch matches. I'm able to start to get to know the players. And playing with Leeds in FM 17 and 18 has allowed me to kind of start really developing a bond to the team itself and knowing the players and understanding some of the things that the diehard Leeds fans are talking about in the chat rooms and the forums and on their Facebook pages and whatnot. So the goal of this save is really to continue that evolution of me being a fan of this club. So I don't want to leave until we've run its course. Now, so that kind of ends the question, but then here comes part 3 with the question. In the last, since December 21st, we're now in January 6th. So in the space of about 3 weeks, I have actually gotten 3 interviews, and I've had another team where I was linked in the media that they were interested in me, but they never came out. My goal with Leeds in this save is just to decline everything unless I get on the hot seat. My goal, I think, is if and when Leeds gets rid of me, then this save is done. I will end this save at that point. Now, what I might do is continue on from that point, because one of the things that I don't want to do is I don't want to go back to the very beginning with a new save, so to speak, and then have to reinvent the wheel, go through everything again, and all the players are back with their original teams, and we haven't had any movement. I think that movement and that evolution is kind of one of the things that makes things interesting. So my goal at that point would be to then take another job somewhere, and then at that point, with no ties to Leeds, quote unquote, I can move on and take interviews if they look exciting or interesting, because I won't have any particular ties to those clubs. But I am curious to see what you guys think about that, because at the end of the day, while I'm playing the game, you guys are the ones that I am trusting to watch the videos, to spend, 10, 15, 20 minutes, if you're watching the whole video, 25 minutes of your life watching me talk about playing a game. And that's, and I don't take that for granted, because, I know I watch a lot of YouTube, and I know a lot of other YouTubers in their videos say we don't watch other people. We're too busy doing our channel. We're too busy because we do this for a career, for a living, and that's great. And if you can make a living doing YouTube videos, more power to you. My source of income is from somewhere else, from my actual job, and love my job. And that company has been very supportive of me through all the trials and tribulations that I've gone through with my son over the last 5 to 6 months, with my wife and my daughter earlier this year and last year. I almost lost her at one point. Not in a divorce. She almost died. So it's been a rough 2-year stretch, but this isn't about that. But I don't have the wherewithal that I can commit to playing these games and just doing that for a living. So, you know, I think I have to be a little more concerned, that I do watch other YouTube channels, because there's days I get home from work and I can't get on the computer for 2 to 3 hours and play a few matches and record a series and render it and do all the stuff that needs to be done. So instead, I just go up and lay down in bed and I fire up, one or two videos, and there's a 30 minutes to an hour gone, and then it's time for bed and get up the next morning. So, I do watch videos. There's videos I watch regularly. I watch Loki Doki religiously. Quill 18, I watch his stuff. He doesn't do Football Manager, but he does some other games that I really like, and I like his style. But so this is where I feel that I need to have that relationship with the few of you that are interactive with me on the channel. Those of you that the 10 to 15 that watch the episodes when they come out, guys, I can only imagine what it would be like to be one of these guys that get 6, 8, 10,000 views on a video. But I'll never know that, and that's fine. Loki was talking in a video yesterday about understanding reality, and that he was very lucky to get the success with his channel. And I don't begrudge that of him at all. In fact, I'm glad he has that success, because it keeps him putting out more content that I enjoy watching. When I started this channel, I'm 13 months in, and I never thought I'd have 10 subscribers. Who wants to listen to a 50-year-old man talk about playing video games? Well, now I'm at 216 subscribers, and I understand that's next to nothing. But you know what? It's 206 more than I thought I might ever have, and I love it. And I love it. And Don Emery and Tom T and the guys that take time to comment on my videos. You'll never know how much enjoyment I get seeing my phone ding with an alert that I've got a reply on a video. That's fabulous. And that I can pop on real quick and on my phone and make a reply and have some interaction with you guys is something I really, really enjoy a lot. And so, I want to know what you guys think here. With Leeds, I'm not going to change jobs, but once I do, what do what's your philosophy? What do you guys think about taking these interviews and looking at moving jobs? Should that be more in a journeyman style save, or is it okay to do that in a standard save and move from team to team? I kind of like this, where if they come to you, okay, then that's fair game. If I'm going out and I'm hunting for a job, not quite as good, unless I'm on a hot seat or something. But anyway, I am going to decline the interview with Leicester City. Sorry, guys. Again, with Leeds, I am going to stay with Leeds until that is done. At whatever point, you and I decide that it's done, and it may be when we become competitive in the Premier. It may be if I drop off and they fire me. It's hard to tell, but I'm gonna ride Leeds as long as I can until it's obvious that I won't be at Leeds any longer through choice or by force, one of the two. But I am interested in what you guys think, just in general, about how you view this kind of scenario. When jobs come available, how long is too long for a save to last, in your opinion? At what point do you get tired of watching? If you even as a Leeds fan, if you're a Leeds fan and you're watching this, is it 2 seasons is enough, 3 seasons, 4 seasons? Could I play a whole year until FM19 comes out if I'm still with Leeds and in our 15th season or whatever? Would you be okay and still into the save? Or is mixing it up, is that of more interest to you? So please give me some feedback because I really want to know, and I really, I'm a small enough channel that we can discuss things directly, through comments, and they're not going to get out of hand. And luckily, I haven't been hit with a lot of trolling, which is great because I don't know how I'll deal with that when and if that ever happens. But probably just block them and move on. But it's I want to have that interaction with you guys, and because I do trust for you guys to watch the content that I put out, I kind of want to know. I kind of need to know what you guys think. So, a lot of questions in there, but just kind of give me some feedback on your thoughts. How many seasons you think is a fair time to go before you start losing interest, and we kind of need to start with a new team to kind of spice things up again. And from the bottom of my heart, if you watch my channel, if you are part of my channel, if you've watched this or any of my other videos, thank you very much. That's all I can say to you. Much appreciated. I do look forward to getting some comments, and I hope to hear from you. But right now, I'm back to Football Manager and seeing what we're going to do. But we won't be going to Leicester City. Thanks, guys. Talk to you later. Bye.